Recording. Okay, so this is a fringe encounter. I like to meet people for the first time in front of everybody. I don't know how it started, but that's what it is. And you're
How
clear.
did that start?
You're clearly on the show of whatever this show, like this show in particular now, but like the whole thing. You've made appearances, so you're part of it now. Welcome, welcome. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi world. My name is Nechama. Yeah, that's I guess whatever you find out about me, you'll find out about me in due time. That's about all the introduction I'll give.
Perfect, perfect. Well, Nazi, my understanding is that you're an Israeli intelligence operative that has to LARP as anything but an Israeli intelligence operative. So it'd be convenient if you LARP as an Israeli intelligence operative, because then you could do your work directly while LARPing that you were LARPing that you weren't. And it's brilliant. So
Convenient.
as such, what intel would your agency, like, you're in the corner, you've seen something of me, so what does your agency want to know? Like, gather information and I will pry back. And
that's a good question.
Why did you come on this guy's YouTube channel? If you,
I thought you'd be an interesting person to talk to. And then this morning I remembered, oh, I agreed to talk to someone and there'll be other people watching. And then I went, why did I do that? Yeah.
Why did you do that?
So I'm not in the habit of these sort of, that's a good question. I've been asking myself that all morning. It because I did a live stream on Saturday with Karen Nodrick, who's really lovely. I've talked to her a couple times. And we did a chapter of the nonviolent communication book she's been going through. And that was loads of fun. And while we were doing it, people popped in on video and I had a great time. It was lovely. I learned a lot. I had it was a fun thing to do with people. And then later that evening, I saw like 150 people watch it. And I was like, who are these people? And why are they watching me? Like, not just me, like everyone there, but I'm not used to this. I don't quite know. I don't know if I like it. I don't know if it's a good thing. I'm thinking a lot about it. It gives me a lot of questions.
So other than your agency sent you here,
yeah.
What's your cover story for how you got involved in these weirdos talking on the internet? Like, what do you tell the outside world? What do you do? What did you do last night? Well, I mean, what's your in? How did you get here? What's your story? Why?
Well, it's the Jordan Peterson pipeline, obviously.
Oh,
so
no. Where were you in 2018?
In 2018.
That's when Papa Peterson came out.
Yeah. I was in Florida.
Living a life of sin and debauchery?
No, I was in bed most of the year recovering from a surgery.
Ooh,
actually.
Wow.
Yeah.
What did you used to be?
Yeah. What did I used to be? Human. Now I'm bionic. I'm kidding.
Oh, the implant one. That's a fun surgery.
No. I used to have a large intestine. Now I'm one intestine down.
Wow.
I've got
thanks
the small
for sharing
one.
Thanks for recording your intimate medical details with me.
Well, this is my 2018. It's a good cover story.
Yeah, I was in recovery,
but
story. not from alcohol. We'll call it that. That's how we'll sum it up. So you're in bed.
The truth is, I was in bed for.
Uh-oh. Apparently, this has been vetoed. We'll see how it's moving. I assume over. Hey, your face is moving again.
Are we good?
Good enough. Go.
All right. My internet is as good as it's gonna get.
So
Sorry.
you were in lockdown
Hopefully,
medically and got exposed to watching a lot of YouTube that way?
yeah, yeah. And so I was watching a lot of Jordan Peterson. I was watching a lot of politics.
What was that like?
Um,
How did it land on you, what Peterson was doing? Like it caught your attention.
I thought, yeah, I thought it was very practical. First of all, he's obviously a brilliant man, in my opinion. Um, I love narrative and storytelling, so I've always been an avid reader. So
What did you get
it
into?
was cool.
Was it you come on at the Bible series, or did you find the lectures, the classroom stuff?
The classroom stuff, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
yeah.
The lectures only came much later, like way
So you,
way later. I don't know that I've ever gotten super into the Bible stuff, not religiously. But the classroom stuff was great. And I was really into psych at the time. And just aside from that, I also found that a lot of his stuff I can use, I was like using in my life. I was doing a lot of little experiments.
because you
So
kind of had the opportunity forced to rebuild life, like as your
I had all the
body
time
healed,
and
right?
nothing to do. Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
So it was a good time
Yeah,
to say, hey, I can apply this weird stuff I'm learning on the internet.
exactly. Exactly. And I was going through a lot of weird psych stuff myself. I'd nenever been agoraphobic, but all of a sudden I was terrified to leave the house, for good reason. Like there were times that I left the house and things went horribly wrong. And so like figuring out how to deal with that and how to do the exposure therapy to get myself back into the world, to start making eye contact with people again, start talking to people again. Yeah, so it was very practically useful. And then I started playing around with his like rules and stuff and seeing if it, how I like that, if it made any changes. And it did. It was like the whole like, oh, what if I did tell the truth all the time? What would happen? Well, that's an adventure.
So here you are,
You know?
post Peterson product. Did you buy the PAP? Did you do the FAP?
I bought the PAP. I started in 2020, but I didn't have quite as much time in my hands. In fact, at that point, I had turned into a workaholic. And at that time, I was working in politics. So I was working around the clock.
Assassinations or what in
No,
politics?
but I can't get into too much. I
Like administration?
I did some volunteer stuff on the Yang campaign, and that was really fun and
Oh,
interesting
that
back in New York.
fellow. Very
That fellow.
very sus, that guy.
Well, yeah, on
Hi,
a personal level, he's
I'm gonna introduce the
yeah.
concept of universal basic income for everybody and fail as a political candidate.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
mission accomplished.
Yeah.
Now
Look, we're all human.
the next Yang is gonna be the one selling 15-minute cities. So watch
Oh
for
dear.
him. Watch for him.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure I'm
So
a
from
huge fan of
Peterson
that.
to politics, and then
Peterson to politics.
after the Yang explosion, implosion, whatever that was, where were you after?
I was in New Hampshire when he dropped out. That was a very dramatic, interesting night. I drove back from New Hampshire. It was very snowy, so snowy there.
I would
Oh my
watch a
God.
movie
At
of
one
that night.
point,
I would definitely watch a movie of
be
like,
a good movie. It'd be a really good
oh,
movie.
yeah. Okay, so
Yeah.
you're driving in the snow of New Hampshire?
I'll tell you, it kind of felt like being in a movie. Snow, New Hampshire. At one point, my car went like this, oof, down the road. Back, scary. Those props to New Hampshire people.
What's it
Came
like
back from New Hampshire.
spiritually when your
It
car
was
gets giddy on the road for you? Like, are you, oh God?
I wasn't in the car. I wasn't in the car,
So
but I ran down the hill, opened the door, and jumped into the car. Well, to
Whoa.
stop it.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't like I'm
I
gonna die.
mean,
It's like an expensive product is about to be damaged. Okay, is it?
it was about to hit a house. I didn't really want it to hit the house. It was going slow enough. It wasn't going super slow. It was going like 10 miles an
So you
hour.
were being a hero. It was
Yeah.
an action hero movie, not I'm gonna die thing. So it's the wrong question. Sorry. Misread on my part.
Not at that moment. Yeah. Really glad that didn't crash into that house. Yeah, that would have been annoying. Hampshire. I come back from New Hampshire. Can I say this online? Can I say this
Well,
is the lights to talking from people.
there's
Hmm?
there's an internet connection helping you, but also we're trying to get to
Let me
how you ended up in the corner. So what was your YouTube like after? Like how did you like are you still on YouTube during like post campaign? Are you still like you got back into the scene? None of
okay,
it?
hold on. You said something about a YouTube corner, and then we got
Yeah, like we're here. We're here. And so
Yeah.
like the story is how you relate to this and us. So we don't have to get too personal into your life when I'm walking you through this stuff.
Yeah. No, but you know what? It's a shame because if I was just talking to you, there's a lot more juicy details. It would be more. It's more fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'll get into we can get into the dirt privately, but this is just like
Mhm.
two people
Okay, I
meeting.
get back to New York.
Back to
Get
New
back to New
York.
York. I also kind of at the same time catch wind that the lockdowns are going to happen.
Mm.
So, and this is a couple months prior. I don't know, was this January, February? But it was the night that I got back is when I kind of found out. But there was nothing for me to do. There
Like
was no
where do I
actionable thing for me to do.
decide where you want to be locked down?
Yeah, but I knew I had a couple weeks to figure that out. And it didn't happen until March, right? And I think we were in February at that time. So I was pretty devastated because, you know, the whole dropping out, the whole, okay, well, life is about change, no, and yeah, okay. And I also just got rejected the day before. So that was a bummer, just icing on the cake, you know, so I wasn't feeling quite good.
From?
So I gave myself a week. A guy.
Okay, romantic. Got it.
He, yeah.
Just it
He
could have
wanted
been
to
a
go to
job
Mexico. I
rejection,
didn't, you know.
whatever,
No,
What flavor of
yeah.
rejection?
So I gave myself a week to be upset, and I did shrooms. That was a good plan. That worked out well.
Did you see the shining
You know,
darkness?
I got all the crying out. I didn't know shining. Is that a thing?
Yeah,
Shining darkness.
Peterson's song where you caught that song he put out.
Peterson put out a song.
Oh my god! All right, we're gonna edit the shit out of this anyway. So let me see if I can share it with you.
Anyway,
Yeah, keep talking.
that's crazy. What did
So you took shrooms.
I do? Oh, then I jumped into I took shrooms. Then I went to a party. And from that party, I ended up getting involved in a congressional campaign. So that happened.
So the mushrooms
So
led
if
you
anything,
to a political party?
somehow,
Wow. What? So
like it makes sense.
you're in a political party now. What exactly? Explain
Oh,
that.
no, like an actual party, not a political party. I'm not affiliated with any political
Yeah. Oh no.
party,
So,
but
but
an
at that
actual
party, what
party.
happened?
At that party, I met an acquaintance who told me he's running for Congress. And I had really nothing to do. And I needed something to do. And by the end of the night, he kind of looked at me and was like, so you're gonna, what do you think? I was like, well, let's see. So that I did that for a couple months. That was fun.
How do you
That
do?
was, we ran against Nadler in New York.
Uh,
I mean, considering we had no chance because it was against Nadler, Jerry Nadler.
I'll take your word for it.
We got 14%.
There you go.
Look, we got death threats. I think that means it was a success.
Yeah, right. You were doing good enough to get death
Um,
threats. That's a win.
If people are upset enough, care enough about what you're doing, then yeah, it was a good time. But then when the clock was running out on the lockdown thing, I figured I had to get out of town. So I got out of town. To Israel.
And is that like the birthplace homeland where you grew up and whatnot? Or is that just where you ran to? Like, are you native? Are you Israeli? Was it a horrible assumption on my part?
Wait, repeat the question. I didn't hear. I didn't catch.
Like, whoa, he's made you smaller. I said, are you native Israeli? Is that where you were born? Were you going home, or was it something else?
No, I was going to a foreign land. Yeah.
A horrible assumption.
Yeah, born and raised in New York. So,
first time.
As a matter of fact,
had you been?
The longest I'd been was 3 months, and that was in 2009. So I hadn't been in a decade.
What'd the choice feel like?
Devastating. Absolutely devastating, because I knew I was leaving the New York that I loved, and it would never be the same. I knew I was leaving my grandmother's house for the last time, and that was really emotional for me. I never wanted to live in Israel. It was a very practical, pragmatic sort of look. Here's the table. This is the options, and this is a really smart thing to do. So go do it. But like, I knew it was the thing to do. But it's a different language. I have some background in it because I did go to Beis Yaakov Hebrew School when I was younger. But I never wanted to live here. When I visited here in the past, I'm Jewish. That's very different than Israeli. It's a huge cultural. American and Israeli is huge, just vast cultural difference. And
what was the first big
these
shock?
people are
I mean,
first big shock.
Yeah, the vast cultural difference. Lesson number 1. Unless it's 2 for recording.
Well, I'll tell you, the first time I felt like I'd sort of leaped a hurdle.
Like I'm not in Kansas. Yeah. Hold on. Let's let the bandwidth settle a second. It's particularly choppy at the moment.
Honking up a storm. And I'm like, look, the machine isn't opening the thing because I don't have the
Stop.
Yeah.
All we got was honking up a storm.
What did I do?
All we got on this end of the recording, it was like a bunch of chop and then honking up a storm. So we missed a good bit, I guess.
I'm sorry.
The first cultural lesson I learned was honking up a storm. No, so
when I was able to.
The first time I felt was how you were starting the story. Go back there. The first time you felt what? The cultural divide.
The first time I was able to jump a hurdle and succeed culturally was when I was able to yell at a parking attendant and have it be accepted.
Oh, so it's like
there was a mutual respect there.
There's skills.
You have to learn how to communicate.
How is that different from operating in New York? I mean, doesn't New York have the same sort of a thing that's New York? And it was just like, okay, this is the behavioral language culture, whatever.
New York has its own vibe, right? So if I yelled at someone in New York the way I did to that guy, I a physical assault. Because I yelled at that guy the way I did, we were best friends like 5 minutes later.
Mm.
Both rough places. It took a while for me to sort of get my bearing, I guess. Oh, I hope no Israelis are watching this. I hope I'm not misrepresenting you guys. Israelis are really hard on the outside, really soft on the inside.
Crunchy on the outside. I was
Crunchy on the
hoping you had been.
outside.
I've been hoping you'd been raised there, because then I'd know for sure you had military experience. It's like,
No, thank God not. No, heaven forbid. I would have skipped the army if I was born here. Are you kidding? Would have gone to jail.
I don't know. I mean, because you'd have been crunchier on the outside if you had been born there, I would imagine.
Yeah, no.
Okay, well, I've really got a lot of my history out, so I feel you know me a lot better. No, but so you're there trying to learn the language better, and that's how you end up at Jacob, right?
No. Well, the first year wasn't much interaction because a lot of the country was shut down. So I really didn't have much interactions other than with my family who was next door, my sister, who's lived here for over a decade.
So you had somebody to teach you the ropes.
Yeah. Thank goodness for that. It's one of the main reasons I came here, as opposed to Thailand or New Zealand or whatever. It was family. There was somewhat of a language history. I knew more what I was getting into, and I knew that I'd be wherever I went for 2 to 3 years. So I was like, all right, this makes sense. Yeah. So I continued some of the politics while I was in Israel, but after a couple months, by July, I stopped. Cut it off in July.
Is it like a drug? You cut it off is like a drug term.
Yeah, no, it's definitely like a drug, 100%. Yeah, I'll be the first to tell you that. The highs are exactly like a drug, I think. Yeah. It's very, yeah, that's what I'll say about that.
You wanna, have you ever considered seeing if like a YouTube channel would be like a methadone for that high? No.
I think a YouTube channel would be far more dangerous, actually.
Welcome.
Well,
We want what's best for you.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, come on, the dopamine hits from all the likes and the comments, it's insane. And the opinions from people you don't know and you don't trust, I rely heavily on opinions of people that I trust, because the opinions from people I don't trust are useless,
It's
generally speaking.
It's interesting because it's this new layer of reality.
Yeah.
It's this magical, it's basically like astral projection, like cybernetic astral projection, kind of. Like right now,
Yeah, I can see that.
I'm in Israel, sort of.
Right.
Literally,
Right.
sort of, right? Who
Yeah.
knows? So there you are. You get off the politics, and what do you supplement that addiction with? Because like you basically, addictions are just plug and play. So when you pulled off of politics, what went in that whole time slot, the attention void?
I think that's when I pulled out the PAP, actually. Yeah. That's when I pulled out the PAP and I started.
Time to author my past, present, and future.
Yeah. And my leaving politics was also very dramatic personally. So that was a good opportunity for me to get where all my energy was going. And then I realized, yeah.
When you say dramatic personally, do you mean involved a lot of personal drama, or I made a really big scene? Did you make a big scene, or was it like there's intense personal drama, that there's no scene involved, there's no waves and ripples, people don't know now? Or was it a public?
I made a big scene. I made a big scene. I upset a lot
okay.
of people.
That's good. We don't have to go into it, but
Yeah.
I needed to know.
I don't think we can. Yeah.
Well, if
I'm
it's a
gonna get
big
myself in
scene, I
trouble.
should be able to Google it.
Yeah.
I mean, the due dilettante should bring me a report of this was the big scene she was talking about. Or
No, I don't think.
okay, so it wasn't a
No, you won't
scene.
be able to
It
find
wasn't a
it.
public scene, or your people are just good at cleaning. Who will know? Let's leave it toward the latter for
No, it definitely was not public.
good. Okay.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
bridge is burnt, we'll say. So it's time for the pap.
Bridge is burned. Yeah. And then I realized, look, I apparently have a ton of energy and a lot of, there's what you could do about this. I guess I realized, like, oh, I have more power than I thought I have. I have more ability than I thought I have, So that was interesting. And then I realized, hey, if I take that power and ability and I turn it inward, like maybe all the things I thought I couldn't do for myself, I could actually do. And so I tested that out for a while.
So that you got from doing the pap?
From that I got from the whole experience of politics and how that all went down, and just being able to see myself in the reflection of others in that whole experience. I didn't get all of that for the pap. As a matter of fact, I barely got to the second or third page of the pap. I have a video of myself, but it doesn't have sound. Like, I got tired of the writing, and then so I started doing it in video journal style. And that I got bored of it pretty quickly.
So how did
Yeah.
these realizations of this power come? Like, where did that come in if it wasn't in a reflection imbued by Papa Peterson's pap? When did you recognize this power thing you just spoke on? Because it wasn't before you burnt your political bridges, apparently.
Yeah, it was kind of after. And I have a lot of life that I've lived prior to all of this stuff. This is just a really kind of small chapter. So just having a chance to really not do anything. Again, this was another opportunity. I found myself staring at the four walls because the country itself was pretty annoying. And what was I doing? I was reading, I was this or that. Let me think.
No,
I was not expecting to talk this much about myself. Let me be real. I really wasn't.
No, me either. I was expecting you to have wanting to know what's going on with me and what's this.
No, I am curious. I am curious. But you got into a line of questioning. Who's in the Mossad here? I don't know.
I mean, I did what I wanted. I did.
Because
it's what I wanted from you. It's like, I want her to pull like 2018 forward out for me. And so I'm like, okay, she said Papa Peterson pipeline. People always say Papa Peterson pipeline. What the fuck does that mean? And then, so, okay, where were you in 2018 when you found him? And then it wasn't just like, I was on YouTube the whole time. You had like an actual life with politics and bullshit in between. Like, just your Papa Peterson pipeline is way different from everybody else.
Oh, true. True. Okay. Yeah.
If this is going to be at all useful, maybe you should try record your side.
Oh, and then you can maybe
because I got so much of your bandwidth or problems.
Sorry, I didn't realize the bandwidth would be so bad.
It's odd that it is, considering I see you on live streams all the time, So
I've not had an issue until now. I really haven't.
Well, you haven't tried to connect with that character Griswold Grimm until now, and you're in Israel, so there's like
trouble starts.
Your bandwidth is being taken up by so many other people watching there where you're at. That's okay. Yeah. That's okay. I'm a fairly controversial figure over there, but I think BB is like the best BB he can be. And,
Um,
you know,
He's got a good name. Everybody likes his name, apparently.
it's fun to say. It's fun to say.